Hello, friends, and welcome to the new episode of r/IDontWorkHereLady. Today we have 4 more fine stories, and the first of them's about a Karen who tried to grab food from OP, but she didn't expect to get this response. Karen shuts up when I speak up. Way up! Okay, so I've been working as a driver for one of those food delivery apps called Waiter for a while now. And this happened to me just before I got off my shift today. One of the places you can order food from with our app is a Subway inside the local Walmart. It doesn't happen too often, but enough that people get warned it can happen during orientation. Don't want us driving up and down the street looking for a restaurant we won't be able to see, I guess. Anyway, I was picking up a sandwich and had to grab the drinks and bags of chips for the order while it was being made. Now, the uniform I was wearing for work is a highlighter green t-shirt with the company logo on it and blue jeans. The Subway uniform is a dark green polo and black pants, so I see no way for them to be mixed up, even as colorblind people would be able to tell the difference between them. When I've got the chips and drinks and I'm headed for my bag, when a woman sidesteps in front of me, making me stop short and almost drop everything. I'm a bigger guy, so sudden stops aren't that easy for me. Okay. Finally, I've been waiting half an hour. Give me that. Then she tried to grab the stuff from me. I pulled back and turned to block her. Me. Hold up, ma'am. This isn't yours. I have to deliver this to someone at their house. Okay. Don't lie to me. Subway doesn't deliver. Now give me my food. Me. This isn't your food. Okay. You're a horrible waiter. I'm going to get you fired. Where's your manager? Me. Ma'am, I'm not a waiter here. I work for... Okay. Quit lying, you little crap. Your uniform says you're a waiter. Now give me my damn food. Now, I have run into this sort of thing a few times. Since the shirt has the logo and says waiter on it, some people assume it's just a typo and that wherever they're eating has decided to label their waiter for some reason. I've gotten used to explaining it to people, but I was about 5 minutes from getting off the clock and my delivery would be about a 15-minute drive, so I was just really wanting to get out of there. So I ended up doing something that I kind of regret, since she has a legit reason to complain about me. I took a deep breath and yelled right in her face. I don't work here! Move! She moved, looking like she'd been smacked in the face with a wet fish. I dropped the chips in my bag, grabbed the sandwich and tossed it in too, grabbed the drink and walked out feeling like a boss. I really hope she doesn't figure out where to call to complain, because I really like this job. Look, I think you actually handled that well. Didn't give in, didn't resort to violence, and hopefully shocked her into paying attention to what's actually being said. And our next story. Ma'am, I really don't work here. You just don't want to help me. This story took place in September. I just got out of my class where I had a presentation, and I wanted to get a new dress because I wanted to treat myself for doing so well on my project. Me and my boyfriend went to one of those discount clothing stores, rhymes with boss. Since I had a presentation in my class, I was wearing something business casual. Black cardigan, white blouse, black jeans, dress shoes. It was simple. I also had my college ID on a lanyard around my neck so that I could access it easily when I was on campus. I forgot to take it off when I went inside. I was browsing and looking at dresses while my boyfriend was close to me, giving little comments like, that looks nice, and I like that one. I picked out a dress and told my boyfriend to wait in that section while I tried it on. I was walking to the back of the store where the changing rooms are when all of a sudden a woman rammed her car out of an aisle to block me from reaching the changing room. Can you help me? I'm trying to find this in my size, she said. The woman had short hair and was really thin. Think of a soccer mom or something. I don't work here, though, so I think you do. You're just busy putting that back. I'll wait until you're finished. Now, I've never had this happen to me before where someone told me that I worked at a place that I obviously didn't. I think she was going off of the clothes I was wearing, but still, if someone tells you that they don't work there, believe them. Ma'am, I really don't work here, I told her. I was trying to get past her cart so I could try on the dress. She seemed to glare at me and then said, you just don't want to help me. I'm just trying to buy this dress, okay? I would help you if I worked here, but I don't. Anyway, I don't know why she wasn't understanding at that point. I got past the cart and went in to try my dress on. Since it fit, I changed back and went to pay. The lady glared at me once more as I passed her. She was still standing there after a few minutes, and her eyes were locked into my direction, not wanting to help me. I'll get her fired. I laughed really loud, and then my boyfriend came along to the register. Have fun trying to fire someone who is an employee, I thought to myself. Apparently my boyfriend didn't even know what happened. He tends to zone out, and even the screeches from that minivan mom didn't break his trance. I guess it was good that he wasn't there, though, because he would have stood there awkwardly and probably made the woman even more angry, because he often wears business casual clothes to his classes as well. She may have thought that we were two workers who didn't want to help her or something. Maybe this happens to her all the time. Actual employees won't help her since she's such an entitled B-word. She just assumes this is her life now. And our third story today. Who do you think you've called? I'm not sure if this fits here, as I'm a first-time poster to anything Reddit. We moved into our fixer house in the inner city, and we're adjusting to the never sleep, always something happening vibe of the suburb. Around 10 p.m. one Friday night, 4 weeks after we moved in, the phone rang. It had been a long day at work, and I was chilling with a beer in front of the TV, contemplating bed. The house phone never rang, so I answered it, already wondering what the heck was going on. Hello? Me. Hello, replied some random guy. Can I speak to the owner? He said with more than a hint of agitation. I was still confused from the ringing phone and weirdly thought, how would a neighbor have our phone, no? Is there something wrong with the outside of the house? Me. What's this about? Random guy. Are you the owner? At this point, I thought I wasn't going to commit to anything. Me. I may be. What's this about? RG. Just put me through to the owner, he said, his aggression stepping up a notch. Me. If you tell me what this is about, I might be able to help. RG. Are you going to put me through to the owner, or do I have to call the cops? He spat, clearly PO'd. Me. The cops? I repeated mindlessly before finally gathering enough wits to realize something was seriously off course here. RG. Yes, the cops. He was screaming now. I've had enough, and I'm going to put a stop to it right now. Either put me through to the owner now, or I'm calling the cops. He was beside himself. I took a breath. Where do you think you called? I asked. And there was silence. The question took him completely off guard, and after taking a moment to recover, he replied, The Knight's Cat. I'd seen the building downtown. I thought it was a bar, but thinking about it, it could have been a nightclub. RG. Where have I called? He asked with an astonishing retreat to calmness. Me. You called a private residence, you muppet, I admonished. RG. Sorry, he said, and then hung up. I went back to my beer, wondering what sort of place we moved to. And the next story. Woman yells at 13-year-old for not waiting on her at a restaurant. Just a little background info. I'm 13 years old, and I'm 6'2", skinny, and look like I'm in high school because I have a decent beard and mustache, so I look a lot older than my friends. Also, I live in a pretty high-end neighborhood, so we have a few entitled nuisances around. So I'm at a somewhat nice restaurant with some friends. Let's call them 1, 2, and 3. And just about ready to go see a new movie that's coming out, so friend 1 says that he's thirsty, so I offer to get him a soda. He says thanks, so I go get one for him. When I come back, I give my friend a soda, and all 4 of us enjoy ourselves for about 5 minutes. Enter Entitled Lady, who's at least 40, looks like she's had at least 5 plastic surgeries, and is your stereotypical dumb blonde. EL. Hi, aren't you supposed to be working? Me. No, what do you mean? EL. Don't be stupid. I saw you serving that boy right there, pointing at friend 1. I tell her I'm not an employee, but at this point, EL loses her marbles. I can tell she doesn't want to take no for an answer and starts going absolutely ballistic. EL. Listen here, you entitled B. If you're only a high schooler working for minimum wage, your parents probably are broke and working as janitors. At this point, F2 leaves to go to the bathroom, distraught, and F3 leaves to see if he's okay. At this point, it's just me, EL, and friend 1. Friend 1 is decent size. He's 5'7", but like 130 pounds and buff. This is important later. Friend 1 stands up, obviously losing his patience, and the lady starts to act as if he's assaulting her. I stand up too, and then the entitled lady starts screaming that an insane man is attacking her. Note that anyone could tell F1 was only 13 or 14 years old at the most. The manager comes over with 2 employees in tow as the commotion has caused the entire side of the restaurant to turn their attention our way. The manager then proceeds to hear EL's horror story about how his worker and a madman were attacking her. I could see that the manager knew that this was untrue as everyone was appalled at the lady. He informed the entitled lady that she should never make a scene like this in his restaurant again and started chewing her out for it. She then started pointing at friend 1 and started to open her mouth when the manager says, "Not a word, out!" I then thanked the manager and he said no problem and that our food was on him for the inconvenience. We didn't let that ruin our night though. We went on to have the most fun night ever. Also, I heard the lady got banned from the restaurant a month afterwards for filing a complaint about me. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.